Okay, ready? Okay. So today we're at Chill Zone. This is in Arlington, Virginia. It's a Vietnamese American fusion cafe and restaurant established in 2016. I'm here with J Dimas. She is a photographer, a musician, an artist building across story and sound. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
I want to talk about it.
You did so well. You did so well.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. I absolutely love the idea of doing this with friends because it makes it more comfortable and fun. And I feel like
100%.
some other people are like really serious and don't know how to lead well, I guess you could say. But no, you have really good questions. I'm really looking forward to it.
Thank you. Every one of my guests fill out a questionnaire before I bring them on. Just get a little bit about them, their lifestyle. So we're gonna go through that.
Okay.
So right now, your current goal and project is storytelling portraits.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that. It sounds exciting.
Yeah, so storytelling portraits is something that I started back in Central America.
Okay.
About, I think it was like 2019. I had just graduated from college at George Mason University, and I knew I didn't want to go into the like 9-to-5 business mode right away, and I just was like, you know what? I need to take like a gap year after college. I think that's what a good gap year would involve, is just like go to a country, go out of the country and like be able to sit down with people and hear their stories, because that's something that I really enjoy. It's just like telling people's stories and getting like their perspective on things. And because during that time I went to El Salvador, and during that time it was really difficult for people to like live, and it was a very hard climate to be in because of the gang violence that was happening, because of economical problems and a lot of loss and grief and mourning. So I just knew like I wanted to go with the purpose of getting to know some family better, but also to just tell these stories of people who
100%.
were going through those difficult times. So it was a good way to also put my photography in the front end of things and like kind of practice portraiture and telling people stories through like a lens and have that perspective. So I interviewed kind of like this, interviewed people, sat with them and got to hear what they had to say about just their life growing up, but also just be able to kind of be a voice for them on a platform like social media.
I love that. It's so important. That's so important, especially during a time of hardship, right? It's giving that little like just glimpse of like, you don't have to worry about this just for this 5 minutes or for 10 minutes, you know, just
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. It's very important. And then your work is the one, because I want to feature some of those. That's on your website,
Yeah,
right?
they're on my website. You can like kind of browse through them, but also can send you pictures if you want to like put them on a slide.
Let me know which ones you like, and I'll put them in the boop 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 like little pop-ups.
That's perfect.
Okay.
But yeah, also storytelling portraits kind of grew into this whole new segment as soon as I moved to Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
Because that is when I started to photograph and tell people stories that were creatives in the area. So people who are musicians or people who are artists, like muralists, or owned a small business in that area, because I just wanted to elevate those voices. And I feel like, especially being in a small city like Richmond, the vibe is always there, but you don't really know people's stories. Like you don't really sit down and be like, okay, so where do you come from really? Like what made you start to do what you wanted to do? So just kind of sitting with them and doing the same thing that we're doing. And so it was a good kind of way to just like get to know people better one-on-one, like especially because a lot of them are my friends. It's like taking my friends on dates and then being like, hey, you want to tell me about your whole like loss in life and like all these things?
Let's get deep.
Yeah, let's get real deep. Like let's peel the onion.
Yeah,
let's get to the
dive
center. Yeah, it was such a good way to like get to know my friends better. So that was really special.
That's amazing.
So that actually series is going to be highlighted for the first time this May for First Fridays in Richmond.
I'm so excited.
I have a solo exhibition for that, and so I'm getting all my photos printed, and I'll be able to kind of show and showcase those stories for the first time for Richmond and whoever comes by to see.
Okay, that's amazing. I love that. Tell them where can we find that? Like what day is it?
Yeah, so it's going to be at Gallery 5, and it's on May 1st on First Fridays. First Fridays is really special because it's like one of those nights where you kind of show up and can go to like a bunch of exhibitions or go to like an event. People are playing music usually, and so at Gallery 5 there's going to be a music showcase and an exhibition at the same time.
Wow.
So my exhibition is happening, and I'm also performing as a musician.
You're like, why can I let me step it up?
You can just never get enough of me that night. So May 1st is going to be all about, just telling the story and singing about it, and I'm really looking forward to that night.
I love that. I hope you guys celebrated as you should that day, and that it goes beautifully smooth and everything. I wish I could be there. Richmond is far, but
I know.
I'll be there in spirit.
A 2-hour drive in traffic. Don't recommend it. I-95 is the worst, and I'm sure coming from where you are, it's going to be worse. So
but I'll be there in spirit, and I definitely will check in because are you guys doing it virtual? I know sometimes you have Zoom.
That's a good question. I don't think they're going to do any virtual stuff, but I'll send pictures. I know photographers.
Send me videos.
Come by. I'll send videos.
We'll keep up with her story because
please
I definitely want to do that. And then your Spanish album.
Yes.
Transitioning into that.
Completely in the works, but like all the songs are there. When I came back from Central America and when the pandemic hit, I kind of had this full circle moment of starting music for the first time, like actually like songwriting and sitting down with my thoughts and all these things and processing. So that was a really key moment shift for me where I was able to play music but also write my own stuff. And then I was like, how amazing would it be to like also share my roots by telling or sharing my story but in Spanish.
Yes.
So I was able to kind of do a lot of like Spanglish at first because my Spanish ain't perfect. But it's something.
But it's there. It's there. They understand what you're saying.
Exactly. And so that's what mattered to me is kind of like to share those roots that I come from. Having Salvadoran parents, growing up as the first generation American, to live here in the States and have that privilege to kind of just speak out on that. So this year is my main focus is to have all those songs recorded and then put on an album and hopefully be out in the world for all of those to hear. Yes. So we'll see what that. Yeah.
Put your story out there. I love that. I know I have the one song that the first one in your EP, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little album, and I hope to get the big one one day.
Little vinyl. That was such a cute, like a little LP.
Yeah.
That was such a cool opportunity to go to New York City and be able to kind of see my voice scratching like in real time, like an actual vinyl, and then for them to send it to those who purchased one and like be able to hear those.
I did see that it was like a small owned place that they like did originals, right?
Yes.
And they did it so you had to keep listening for the sound to get smoother, which I've never seen that before. It's so cool.
It's a very cool process.
Yeah.
So I was very happy to go and be like one of their like guinea pigs in the process because they were still, I think it'd been like 5 years since they've been doing that. Unfortunately, they're closed now, but that memory will still live.
100%.
So.
100%. It's very cool to see.
Yeah.
You got to experience that. So I know you said you have an album in Spanish. Or you're working on getting. Is it full Spanish?
It will be most likely full Spanish.
Ooh.
So I've got at least 4. I guess it would be more like an EP, kind of similar to the first one, where it's just recorded music that is Spanglish and full Spanish.
Spanglish and full Spanish.
Gotta have a little bit of both for those that still want to understand what's going on in the song, but also just to be able to kind of show that process from beginning to end of just songs that I want to share and be able to reach more audiences. Hopefully.
There you go. That's what we want.
Yeah.
So does creating an album in Spanish, does that give you like context that you're not able to sing in English? Are you able to like voice something that you can't do in English? Does that give you that flexibility? Or?
That's a good question. I think most of the time I feel like you can evoke emotion more when you speak a different language because it's relating to those that are listening, right? So whoever is like a Latino listening to a song for the first time, they're like, oh, like I can resonate with that.
Yes.
And then kind of having that shift of like, oh, it's not in English, so let me like feel the song versus like the emotion that the song is bringing out versus like knowing what the song is saying. So I think that that's something special that bilingual artists to this day can do so well and almost like try different things. Like I would eventually want to be like Rosalia and sing like in Italian and French and and that incredible album that she just released. So I'm just kind of like inspired by that too. Like I would eventually want to reach more audiences by learning new languages and being able to kind of be able to bring these new audiences in to share my music, but also to resonate, like find relevance in.
Yeah, no, I see, and that's so real because like you're not even touching to the Spanish Latinos, right? But you're also touching to the people that like my husband, he learned Spanish,
yeah.
So he's gonna be listening to the album.
Exactly.
But also, I think you're able to express yourself in a more vivid way in Spanish because there's certain words that don't translate, right? Yeah. Like you can't say regalo.
No.
Yeah,
some literal phrases that we
yeah.
have, like sana sana colito de rana. Like people.
I said that in English, and my husband's like, you know what? If it rhymes in Spanish,
it's better in Spanish anyway. Yeah, like there's some things that have better sentiments in the language that it's already
100%
origin from.
Yeah.
Like trying to pull a translation,
yes.
a literal translation that doesn't make any sense.
Certain things you shouldn't translate.
Exactly.
I love it. Well, it sounds like a lot of exciting things to come, and you're working on a lot right now.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
Thank you for spending some time and coming here
It's
because I love that you showed me the spot. It's very cool. It's very like cute and it has a lot in the small space. Mm-hmm. I love that store.
Yeah, and I love that it's owned by a photographer as well. So kind of we like connect in that way of just showing like pictures and portraits around the space. It just feels very cozy. Like as soon as you come in, you're like, okay, I feel at home. So
yeah, it does really. And your points, girl, you coming out good.
Yeah, gotta get those points.
All right, so your current season of life titled 30, Flirty, and Thriving. I love that.
I had to rhyme. Throw in a little rhyme in there.
That should be on like a wall.
I know. 30, Flirty, Thriving. You can add those later in bubbles.
I feel like no explanation is needed just because of all the projects that you have going on. Everything that's falling in line for you in this new phase. Is there anything additional that you want to add to that 30, Flirty, and 30, Flirty, and Thriving? That's a tongue twister.
It's a hard, it's very like a tongue twister. I think this year, it definitely has been a lot of just like pursuing these passions of mine for the very first time. Like I've maybe felt like almost guilty or shameful about like going towards those goals because it felt like it was letting other people down or letting that part of me as a younger child being like, oh, like you could be out here being a doctor, like you could be doing all these crazy things to make good money for yourself. And the reality is that our passions sometimes don't align with those things like right away. Like
I 100% agree. That's something that I think a lot of people in their 20s struggle with is, should I pursue something that I love that may not make me make money right away? Or I think that's why side hustles are so important, right? Because doing something that you love maybe on the side while you're still paying the bills is that how your journey has been, or has it been a little bit different?
It's been quite a roller coaster if you want to hear it all, but this was actually the first year that I've accomplished being fully focused on music and photography. So I like quit my 9-to-5.
Did you?
A year ago. Yeah, and so it's been something new for sure because it's not having that like sudden knowledge of like, oh, my paycheck's not gonna hit at the end of this month. I'm gonna have to figure out figure out side hustles or figure out the new system for me, the routine that works. Yeah. And so it's been a lot of, pulling up with part-times or getting gigs last minute, and thank God people are hiring me.
Girl,
shout out clients, shout out friends who believe in my, passions and want to support that cause. Because without them I wouldn't be able to be living pretty much.
You have to get in your community, and that's important. Having community, especially when you're in this type of industry, right, in the creative.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's support.
Yeah, you gotta have those good people in your corner that can kind of vouch for you and also just support you fully and be able to be like, hey, like I'll help you out this month. Like I don't mind, being there for you. So that's why I think it's so valuable to have that community behind me, and also my family who've been willing to open their arms and let me in again, as a 30-year-old.
Come on, Mika.
Yeah.
Come on.
We'll feed you. Don't worry.
Girl, that's about Spanish. I love that about Spanish families. You can stay there until you're married.
Exactly.
I love it. All right, so, and this is the most realist answer I've received for this question.
Yeah.
You said, whether you're an early bird / structured or night owl / spontaneous, you're like, depends on the day.
It does.
So real. That is so real because I think that's true to my heart.
Yeah. Like there's days that I'll be up at 4:30 in the morning because I have to be for work or anything that I have during the day, or if I'm feeling lazy or I stayed out too late the night before, I'm definitely
sleeping in.
I'm sleeping in until 11 a.m., 12 p.m. is probably the farthest that I'll go to sleep and like not wake up for. So yeah, it just like depends on my body too. Like if I'm sick or if I'm going through a stressful time, like I am not out of the bed until like whenever I'm feeling my 100% best.
I think people need to give themselves that grace, especially women. Like what I was trying to do is sync my work schedule along with like my menstrual schedule, because those, like your hormones, I don't know for some people, but yeah, they affect me a lot. Like in terms of my energy levels, just my mood. So
travel be messing me up. When I went to El Salvador, I did not have my period for like 2 weeks, and it was like 2 weeks
stressful.
I don't know if it was just the shift of like new temperatures, new environment. And so that's when I knew I was like, oh, what's that? Because I'm definitely not pregnant. I wasn't like married.
Virgin Mary.
Virgin Mary right here. It was so wild. I was just kind of thrown off. So yeah, you know, your body will tell you when it needs to wake 100%. Up. And 100%. I think that I need to listen to that more.
That part. That part. All right, perfect. We're moving right into the bones, right?
Let's do it.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned along your journey? Like as a musician, something that people don't see.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is how much time and energy you have to, and even finances, of just having to invest in yourself. Nobody tells you how much money you really need up front to invest in, you know, your time of just like sending emails to people to like take a chance on you, or being like your own accountant and making sure that, you know, the bills are being paid. Because a lot of shows aren't really like you don't get a big paycheck after it. Like you really are kind of not selling your soul, but you are close enough to the point where you're like developing or investing so much of your time and effort just to get to that venue to only get like a couple bucks. You know? So it's good for gas for sure. You know, my mileage is up really high because of all the travel times that I have to do. But yeah, it's because it's something you love. Like you don't realize how much time and investment, even in your own growth as a musician. Like everyone expects you to kind of have a niche as well, like a focus on music, what genre you want to, like who's your target audience, and you kind of have to know those things in order to continue and maybe even grow, and that'll be like your breaking moment. So I know that I've definitely spent a lot of time on like trying to look nice, look presentable, you know, just to
get that pop image,
get that little pop image, exactly, or figuring out my sound. Like I've experimented a lot this year, and so having to figure out what is it exactly I want to like focus on, like sound-wise, will really help with my music journey. But I just find that you have to learn how to invest in yourself and be able to also say no to things that don't align with who you are as a person, because I think we do sacrifice a lot of ourselves when it comes to that, when we have to like present our music, or you know, as a musician or even as a photographer, like lowballing yourself, like that should be something that you should never have to do when it's somebody who sees your line, like aligns with you and sees your creative side and is like, okay, we can invest in that.
Your gift,
So you have to be very good at promoting yourself. And that's harder for me because, marketing-wise, like I did marketing as a job. You know, I did communications and marketing, and having to do that for another business and then shifting to doing that for myself, so difficult. So difficult, because you really have to just vouch for yourself in a room. And that's why community is so important too. Like you have to know who's in your corner and those that say, hey, like, I know somebody that could be perfect for that, or hey, like I just got this really awesome opportunity and I want you to be a part of it too. I want to take you on the ride with me.
There you go.
And those are my people. Like I don't want anyone gatekeeping. I won't gatekeep unless it's something that I need to keep on the down low and then eventually reach out. But it's something that I definitely want people to know. Like like you can't gatekeep for the rest of your life. Like you have to open up these doors for people who just don't have the same opportunities as you do.
100%, like because I'm very much into like astrology. So we're in Aquarian season.
I thought we were in isn't it a Pisces moon right now?
Oh no, there's a Pisces moon, but I'm saying like the season of life that we're in. we're in the Aquarian era, right? So we started transitioning into this as soon as like, I don't know, I felt the environment get very heavy.
Also, cancers are thriving right now. I'm a Cancer.
Yes,
This is why I've been listening. I mean, you probably know more, but it says that this is like our season. Today is technically the shift of like a very pivotal plot twist that we're about to go through.
It feels like it, right? Doesn't it feel like something's in the
mix, in the air?
Yes.
And it's gonna be granting us everything maybe that we wanted for a
yes.
very long time.
Come on,
so,
come on.
I'm taking it and I'm like, give it to me.
Let's eat it up.
Yeah. Probably not eating though. We should
Okay, yeah, that's exactly
eat our
right.
fun.
Good segment, look at you.
we gotta have this fun because if not, it's gonna be cold. And then I'll sometimes put hot sauce, but
Do you go to Kmart?
I haven't been to Kmart in so long. The last time I went to Kmart, I had these I had these Lizzie McGuire denim jeans. Or it was a denim skirt, I can't remember, but it was the
what a
cutest
star.
thing I've ever seen.
What a
As a
star.
child, I was like,
Yes.
these are
Lizzie McGuire was
iconic.
the shit. Lizzie McGuire was the shit.
And she's coming back. She's like,
Is she?
Well, not like as Liz McGuire, but she is performing again.
Oh yeah.
Which is awesome.
I have heard that. She looks different.
Oh yeah, she's a whole
I love
new
it.
person as a
I
mom
love
too.
that. Yes. We're here for it.
Talking about food. All this talk about eating up stuff, we gotta have actual something in our system.
So if your creative process had a flavor, what would that be?
I definitely feel like it would be pretty spicy. Just because, not just the Latino side of things, but being able to kind of adapt to different environments is so important for me. Like I can do that really well somehow. And so when it comes to music or like the sound that I want to create, I want to add that emphasis of like balancing rhythmic sounds together and be able to like emphasize Latino beats and also just like feel like you're ready to go dance somewhere. Like I want people to feel alive, but also my energy can be very mellow. You know, like it kind of brings you to this almost calm state of relaxation.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to bring people to the ocean if they don't have an ocean nearby, like with my music. So I want them to feel at peace about things, you know? Like anti-stress relief is what we need right now. And not to be built up with all this, you know, anger, angst that we have about different things in our political systems, but be able to just kind of bring those important little moments of just rest and relaxation and remembering who we are too.
Yes, that's so important.
Yeah, so I would say
I love that. Look at that.
So I guess a little lavender in there too. Keep things calm.
Spicy and lavender.
Lavender.
All right, so since we're sitting here like surrounded in a different culture, right? How much does environment influence what you create? Do you feel like it has a strong influence, or do you feel like it's...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Arlington in general is such a melting pot of languages that everywhere I go, there's a different culture being represented, and like getting that perspective really opens me up as an artist and as a creative to just like go out and try something new and understand that perspective, especially when it comes to like storytelling or building a narrative about something. Like you can easily do that in a new place where you're kind of outside of your comfort zone, just kind of hearing like the different stories of people and like what they grew up doing. It's like not very far from Latino culture, but at the same time it's like you can find that commonality. Also just like going to a fall place and both being able to be like, this is so good, you know, like I'm all about that.
I know, that's what I love about like just like a diverse community is that you have so many different perspectives.
So many.
And like things that you wouldn't even think about, you know.
I'm going to Argentina possibly in December
Fun.
This year and trying to take like a ferry out to Uruguay too.
Ooh.
I know it's super, super close.
What are you gonna go over there for?
I want to just like see the art scene out there. They have a lot of muralists and murals. And it's such a creative scene, but also music-wise, I think there's a lot of things that are so special about that place. So I just really love just like the atmosphere and like the way that people come together and just like express themselves freely.
Yeah.
And I know Uruguay really brought my attention because it's pretty much like a socialist country, very progressive, and they do a lot for their community, and the women there too. Like there's a lot of things that they're striving to do that's better than what you see here or anywhere else. I'm very curious about that and like maybe living situation, kind of like figuring out if that's somewhere I would potentially want to move to.
Uruguay?
Or just like that like a place like that in general that like
Yeah.
has such an emphasis on the community and like also just like vouching for artists and like creating a space for them.
Yeah.
And like it's a realistic atmosphere to be in.
Yeah.
Because you'll get paid well and you're like getting, you know, a lot of showcases and opportunity and stuff.
Yeah, it's so important. I love that you brought that up because I didn't even know about
Think
that.
about that, yeah.
I mean, not to sound like very American,
No,
but
no,
like,
but
you know,
like, yeah, you would never
you have like
know.
a bubble. You're in a bubble in America, sort of.
You are, yeah.
Now, talking about like your
Yeah.
journey and you know your music journey,
Yeah.
where you want to head with that. So, what is the difference between freelance, by the way?
It's like somebody that you can contract out to do different, you know, activity or like to like take photos for an event or something that doesn't work within the field of whatever nonprofit or anything like that that you're in. Yeah. So with my musician side, I definitely have found myself getting hired to like for like a wedding, like to sing a song, or at a birthday party, like somebody wants a musician to perform live.
Yeah. I think your music would be so
create
beautiful at a
music.
wedding. Just
I mean,
FYI.
I would love that. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of people ask for covers, you know, but I do want to have that openness of like, I would love for my music to be able to be featured on, you know, like not just like the radio, but also just like in person with people who are celebrating this big milestone in their life.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, so that's something that I'm looking into as well this year, being more like open to promotion, I guess, and like marketing myself as that. But it's hard. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like your music can be very much like a beer that you're adjusting to, you know, like you
gotta get your palate.
Yeah, you gotta get the right palate, and so I find that some people don't mesh with your music, and that's okay. Like you're not gonna be everyone's cup of tea, and I think that's okay. But yeah, like you really do have to vouch for yourself in spaces like that to be like, hey, like would you be down to listen to some of my songs and like have me perform them live, and yeah, that's kind of how it works.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's so important. Mental habits that keep you consistent.
I find myself not being able to like not listen to music every day.
Yeah.
Like I need to have something in the background, whether it be like an audiobook or a inspiring like musician, and just like hearing them, that helps me kind of get into this creative zone of getting my own creative stuff together.
Yes.
And even though it's really hard sometimes, picking up my instrument and just strumming on it, even just that simple act of just like putting it in my hands and playing a little ditty is really helpful for me to kind of begin that creative process. So I do find that surrounding myself with music and just like creative elements or people even that are inspiring helps me get to that point where I can, you know, be in that mindset of like creative time. But usually happens like super late at night when the world is sleeping, or like first thing in the morning. But it depends like on the day too. What I really enjoyed too recently is taking on residencies, which are focused on artists and being able to like be influenced by their surroundings and inspired by their surroundings. So when I went to Greece this summer and was gone for about a month, that was the perfect time to write music and the perfect time to be surrounded by nature and like kind of be unplugged a little bit to just like bring that creative mindset again and like to kind of just trigger these like new elements of inspiration that I hadn't had in a while, and I couldn't do that from like my apartment building, looking outside and
from
seeing
four
like,
walls,
seeing like a random truck pass by, you know what I mean? So
I love that.
Yeah, it definitely helps to be in a new environment for me to like get into that right mindset and that right mental space to create. And I do also have like a little songwriting journal, so even if I'm not like writing, like a lot of my originals are in here, I could even show you, but also just like little phrases or anything that like triggers maybe an emotion, like I'll start like writing. Like Miseriosa was written on here.
Oh my god, that's so, I
like
love
a
this.
small little book, it's called Lapios. Or I'll just like write like something that I did during the day. And it just helps to just, write stuff down, even whenever inspiration strikes or if you need something to feel inspired by, it really helps to just write things down.
Is it the physical action of writing?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's what makes it so much more meaningful that versus typing. Like I feel like this is like a very, I don't know how tactile it is, but it is like, it's still an action.
It's like detaching.
But it's detaching that like physical sense of like writing something down that your hands actually like triggering every nerve in order to create this like phrase or emotion. But I get inspired by life all the time. Like like we all lose things in our lives, relationships don't always work out, so like writing based on those experiences really helps too.
Yeah.
So more heartbreak the better, but at the same time, we don't want that reality, right?
I guess
we don't
when
always
you start your creative process, right, do you rely more on structure or do you feel like you do your best work unplanned?
This is a really good question because it also depends, but everything depends on chance, really, whatever's inspired. But I do tend to write the melody first. Like I can't usually write the lyrics until I have like a rhythm in the back of my mind. So like I'll create either a melody through guitar or like humming something, and then I'm like, oh, that sounds good, and then I'll just have that melody ready, and then I'll like write the lyrics to it. That's how most of my songs have been written, is just by like having a melody recorded and then putting lyrics on top of that and seeing what goes well, like figuring out the structure of the song too to tell a story.
You're such a creative soul, like, dude.
It's just such a like, it happens really by chance. Like I don't really like sit down and do it as often as I'd like, but when that like melody comes in and I'm like, oh, this could be something, I kind of have to sit with it and like see it through, because if not, I'll lose it.
That's usually how it goes.
But when I started live looping too, in the beginning, live looping is like when you have a pedal and
I see what you're
you're
saying.
like
Click it.
like clicking it, but like every like lead guitar or whatever is like thrown on like a layer.
Yeah.
So and it's all live. So I have done performances like that in the past, and it doesn't always sound the same, you know, which is kind of the magic of it.
Yeah.
But when I'm at home and I'm trying to create something, I sometimes don't even remember what loop I just did, and then I'll have like like it sounds really good, but and I record on my phone, but I have no idea what I'm playing, so I can't like redo it. So I have to play it a couple times in order to get it to stick.
Do you write down the melody, or is that something that you don't write down?
No. Melody's most, like, I don't even know the chords sometimes, so it's just all ear.
Oh, okay.
So like
That's
I'll
talent.
just like see where my fingers are and know like what chord I'm playing just by memory, but yeah, I don't write it down because I sometimes don't know what I'm playing. So that's why I have to like learn music theory. That's one of the new things this year. For like a challenge for myself is to learn music theory so I actually know what the heck I'm playing.
So you can like
can
come
understand.
back.
And then also like if I want a band to join me, like I want to be able to share with them like the song sheets, but I won't be able to do that. I'll just be like, it just kind of sounds like this.
Just hit this note.
Just pick it up. Yeah, just pick it up.
I love that. Bobby always he's always like, he has to put a shirt on because, you know, he wakes up like at 4 a.m. every day because for work.
Yeah.
And we're like the opposites of our personality. So like, he's very like logical, like realistic. I'm more like woo woo, you know, like I'm here.
It's nice to have that combo. It's like the yin and the yang of relationships.
It is, except for at night because he has to put a shirt over his eyes because he doesn't like a head mask. Yeah, just to cover the light because usually I'm up really late and sometimes depends on the day.
Yeah.
But yes, usually when I get my creative juices, like when I got my logo. I created my logo, I created the outro. I usually create all that stuff, like usually like around 11 to 1 a.m.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So inspiration strikes at a weird hour for me.
Whenever it can.
Yeah, and Bobby's like, can you?
Yeah.
He like side eyes. I know he side eyes
needs like
me.
earplugs too. He's gonna need like the whole shebang.
Literally.
The whole head suit.
And then I know you said you're right now you're dedicating entirely to your music career in the last year. Is there a moment where you were questioning continuing this path?
Oh yeah. When I was broke and I left I knew I was like, should I be doing this artist life for real? Like, don't I need like an actual job to support me instead of investing so much on myself? Like, I think that's the hard line of truth and reality is like sometimes we're gonna be broke. We're not gonna see a balanced account in our savings because we've invested so much on the process that we've lost track of like we kind of need that stability sometimes. So yeah, I lose stability, and I think that's why it's sometimes questionable. Like, do I still want to do this as a full-time career? Do I want to pursue this? But I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing like the positive outlook of it so far, even though it was very challenging at the beginning, and not knowing like the uncertainty of it all, but like trusting my gut and like going towards that passion has really helped boost my my energy levels and my like focus and mindset to be like, hey, like this is still for you, like just focus on it and pursue it and everything will work out. So
Yeah, and then coming from like the Spanish, right, familia, I know a lot of times the culture pushes you to have a more traditional role. Has that affected your like music career, your artistry at all, or have they been super supportive? How is that?
That's the best thing about my parents is that they've been full support. Like they have definitely not questioned my ability to like pursue this, like to not pursue it. Like they've always been like very loving, and my mom's always been like there for every show, and it's just like having that balance between knowing that your family supports your passions and wants you to see them through and not question you for it is really special, and not everyone has that opportunity. So thankfully I have amazing parents and amazing family and friends who have all been like, because they could easily be like they could easily be like you should be a doctor, or you should go like marry somebody who's filthy rich, and that
you need stability.
You need stability. But no, thankfully like they've all been so welcoming and so supportive, and so I can't ask for anything better. Like if I didn't have that, I would probably give up at this point. But because I do,
it makes it so much easier. Yeah, it's like a weight off your shoulders.
Absolutely.
I love that because that's very important. Is maybe not even like some people don't have like their blood family support, but the family that you created, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
having that.
Having that is
so this is gonna be a game time. Okay,
I love a game.
Sarah, game time.
Let's do a game.
This is called Song or City. So I'm gonna give you a series of moments or situations. And then you're going to tell me whether that's a song you'd play or what song you'd play or a city you'd go to in that situation.
Okay, I think I'm getting it.
Yeah.
We're gonna do like a
test run. Okay.
Test run.
Yes.
And then it'll
You'll
stick.
jump right into it. Right? You just went viral overnight. Song or city?
Oh, I'd be out of here. I'd be out. Let's go to the city. Let's go bet some money. No, I don't know. I honestly
bet some money is crazy.
I would probably like I don't know if I'd go to Las Vegas, but I would definitely want to like celebrate in a place that has always felt like home. So it would probably be like El Salvador. Like I'd go to the city and go to the beach and like.
Do they got good parties there?
They have some fun parties. I mean, they have some fun spots.
You can make it. You can make it happen. Yeah.
To celebrate like with family and friends or even Puerto Rico. I feel like I would love to go to Puerto Rico.
Bad Bunny, Benito.
Bad Bunny, Benito, that vibe. I would want to celebrate in that way.
Hell yeah.
So,
hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. All right. You have to reinvent yourself from scratch.
I think it's also city because you kind of have to start over from square one.
Yeah.
So that's easier doing that in a new place physically than writing a song about it.
Where would you go? If you had to like reinvent yourself, new Alex Dimas.
It would probably be back to Greece or something, somewhere new.
Oh yeah?
I would love to go to Spain, maybe Spain.
Oh my god, it's on my bucket list.
Meet some flamenco dancers and like dance with them with the guitar.
Some
flamenco guitar.
What's it called? A bull torre?
Yeah, you can get a physical bull. Just like be chased after it. Yeah, I think that would be like the perfect adrenaline rush for me.
You're like that's a new reinvention right there. No energy needed. Okay, you met someone who changes your direction.
Song or city?
Song or city?
I think I would definitely write a song about that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What would it be? Like, do you have if you had like a rough draft of a title?
Rough draft of a title.
Or would you have a song already that you listen to?
Oh, there's so many. That's the issue. Is like I have like my roster of songs that I would play in that moment.
You have a playlist already curated?
I do have a playlist already. I would show it to you, but it's like I think I would be really inspired by like that person who just changed my life and write about it. So it would probably have the title of their name or be like however that made me and like share about those emotions.
I love that.
Yeah.
So creative.
Yeah.
So creative. Yeah,
Like
so that. All right, you're choosing between love and your career. Ooh.
But you can love your career.
You can love your career, but what if that person that you're meeting is like, come with me, I'll take you in my yacht and we'll travel the seas for a year.
That's so hard to ask of a Cancer though, because they love so tremendously, and that for them to like separate
pull away from
and
something,
pull away from that, and to not choose their career is like, I mean, they're good at sacrificing.
You know what? You made a good point, because that's a red flag.
That is a red
flag. You're like, if someone doesn't support me, puts me between like me or my career, you're like, I'm gonna choose my
But
career.
if we're gonna be real, I would choose love.
You're hopeless romantic inside. I love that.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
I love
and
that.
like, if they're gonna eventually open those doors for me, then I would say yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, song or city?
I would definitely write a song about that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it be like a Selena song?
It would probably be like dreaming of you tonight till tomorrow. I'll be holding you tight. Yeah, that
Sing it,
song
girl. I was like, I'm gonna take one for
good.
this one.
Karaoke night with Nicole.
I love that. You need to disappear for a week.
Ooh.
Probably
City.
city.
City, 100%. And I just wouldn't know. Like, it would be probably like the closest city, probably like North Carolina or Richmond. Go back to Richmond.
What's in North Carolina? Everyone wants to go there.
They have some beautiful beaches. My favorite beach in North Carolina is Emerald Isle. It's like turquoise water, and the shells there, like the sand is made up of like particles of shells, so it's really pretty to like collect stuff there.
Really?
It's white sand beach too. So I don't know. I just feel like it would be special to be like on that, like further south.
You would disappear to North Carolina or Richmond.
Yes.
I mean, nobody's gonna go look for you in Richmond. 'Cause, I mean, it's like a little gym in the middle of nowhere.
It is like a little gem in the middle of nowhere.
Would you live on an island or no?
Would I live on
Live
an
on an
island?
island? Like Hawaii?
Oh yeah.
You would?
100%. Yeah, I've been to Hawaii and I love just like the atmosphere, the environment. It like gives you that peace of mind. But it is, you know, a very touristy spot, so it'd be very hard to escape real life, I think.
Yeah.
Being out there, unless I like find like a really remote.
Like a shack?
Build my own shack. I would build my own shack.
I don't know.
Have my own coconut shack. People could come by and order some. I would do that.
You have a little guitar stand on the side.
Yeah.
Grab your coconuts.
Tips for a serenade. Exactly.
I love that. All right. You need clarity. Song or city?
Oh. I want to pick both. Can I write
Okay,
a song in a different city?
Ooh, there you go.
That
What would it
could
be?
inspire. It's hard to think of like other cities that I haven't mentioned, but
I mean, that's where your inspiration is at.
yeah,
It's crazy that you've been to Hawaii and you still choose North Carolina beaches. It's
they're
crazy.
closer. Like I could just drive to North Carolina at any point, like today or tomorrow. Like you know, I
Yeah,
could
you
just do
could,
that
yeah.
to find clarity.
Yeah.
Or be in the mountains somewhere. Okay, so fine. Like if it's a city, I would go to like the Blue Ridge Mountains or something.
Okay.
And be up there in the mountains, like camping and just like looking under the stars and trying to think of like
So-
what I need to be doing.
Dude, honestly, camping for one night, it's so majestic.
Yes.
You're out there in nature, you're looking at the stars, and then you want to go home and shower. 'Cause
Yes.
That's the one.
That's because
I went camping once.
I have yet to do like the real camping. I've slept in a hammock once, and that was uncomfortable because it was so cold that night, and I could not.
Why did you sleep in the hammock?
It was at not Potomac. It was Pocahontas State Park.
Okay.
Closer to Richmond. They have these little lodge areas. Like they have bathrooms. You just set up your camp wherever, but they're kind of small, so like you're close to everybody. But I decided that night I'm gonna sleep in my hammock, and it was so cold that I could barely. And the like insulated the blanket that I had didn't cover my whole body, and so I had to choose whether to keep my face warm or my toes warm. And guess who lost? I was cold both ways. It was the worst. And I had to put like a yoga mat under me so the heat could like stay.
Installation.
It was the worst thing ever. I would never want to do that
Oh my
again.
god. I wish I could have been a fly on that tree.
I need like a heat radiator next to me. Or a little fire or something.
I'm telling you, yeah.
'Cause I could
When you
not
go
sleep
camping,
like that.
and that's the thing, I've learned this the hard way. No, I haven't. I learned this the easy way because I knew from the start. Let me tell you something. You're not gonna get me out in the woods just by myself.
Yeah, exactly.
I took people that knew how to camp.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need somebody that knows how to pitch the tent, how to start a fire.
Need all the things.
Yeah,
You gotta check off everything.
If a wild like bear comes out, you need to do
Yeah,
something.
right.
Because I'm prey.
Yeah.
I'm prey out there, like just wrapping this full of everything up.
Yeah.
If you were to give advice to your younger self, starting out, looking back on your journey, what would you say?
Should I look at you when I say it or the camera?
Wherever you feel
Okay.
inspiration. I'll be eating, but wherever you
You're looking at your phone. I think the biggest thing I would tell my younger self is to not be afraid to take risks. I think that risks are a part of the process of helping you grow as a person and as an individual. Like, you kind of need to get out of your comfort zone in order to grow and be challenged by it, because even though it's not going to be a smooth ride to whatever you're trying to get to or whatever path, it's never going to be straight. But just taking that step, that leap of faith, is so important and valuable. Like, if I hadn't done any of that, I wouldn't be where I am now. So I'm thankful for those risks that I took in life and the ones that I want to take still, to be able to grow to be my full self. And like, that full development, hasn't hit yet, but it will.
Yes.
So I think that, I want to see that, and just, be able to just invest in yourself is so important.
I think a lot of the times people start to regret things that they don't do as opposed to things that they do, right? Because you said taking risks.
Yeah.
Have you ever regretted something that you did more than something that you didn't do?
No.
I actually journaled about that. I journaled about that last week.
Oh,
I was
good.
like, I need to start taking it, because I feel like I was taking more risk when I was in my early 20s before my brain fully developed, and now I feel like I'm more cautious, and I'm like, well, if I take this, I think it's also part of being married, because now you're like a group as opposed to an individual.
You have to definitely consider the other person in your life before
100%.
you like go jump off a cliff or something, like, hopefully you don't do this.
Compared to when you first started off to now, what has success changed for you?
I mean, I definitely have focused less on the material things, like, in life. Like, I feel like we don't really need all this stuff that's presented to us in order to seem successful. Like, I think just having those, like, even small goals, to be able to achieve those, you're already succeeding in life. Like, if you're able to just, like, walk out the door every morning to see the sunrise, or to just, like, be outside and be able to just really enjoy wherever you are, like, I think that is succeeding at life. So my mindset has definitely shifted, because I think, especially media these days will present, you need to look a certain way, you need to, act this way. You need to, like, get this career in order to make this much money. A, B, C, whatever. Those things, like, to me, just don't seem like a very successful future. It just seems like you are, I don't know how to explain it, but just like,
Doesn't
not
seem real. It seems like ingenuous.
It seems ingenuous. It feels like we're all robots, like, trying to just, like, labor away.
It seems eventually it's kind of like plastic surgery, where if everybody looks the same, it just looks like cookie cutter.
Yeah, like, it's all monotonous. Like, I hate routine in that way. Like, that's part of the reason why I left my other job, is like, I hated that I was doing the same thing every day. There wasn't much spontaneity. Like, I want room for spontaneity.
Yes, I love you saying spontaneity.
Yes. I don't know if I said it right. I want people to be spontaneous and not be afraid of change, because I think that change is so valuable in that too, of just, like, being able to, like, go after something that might not seem perfect at first, or doesn't really fit the routine or the cookie cutter living of the dream situation. Like, we're living in paradise just by breathing and being with our friends and our community, like, really finding those simple moments in life and enjoy them to the fullest.
I love that. I love
I'm a big fan of that.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Okay, if there's one thing that you want listeners to walk away with, right? That one musician that's just starting out, the one creative, the one artist that's a little bit hesitant to start their journey, what would you want them to walk away with?
I'll look at the camera, because it's going to talk to y'all, viewers right here. I need y'all to bet on yourself. As scary as it is, I need you to bet on yourself 100%. Whatever passion, career, whatever thing that's driving you mad, like, step out of that and be able to just follow that rhythm in your heart saying, hey, I gotta do this thing, and take that shift, because if not, you're gonna be stuck where you are for a very long time. But also just, being able to open up and learn something new about yourself, because, you gotta fully grow, blossom into whatever you need to be in order to just thrive in life and to be the best version of you. So don't be afraid to bet on yourself.
Yes, and with that beautiful intro, I couldn't have made it any better. We have Alex J Dimas. Thank you so much for being on here. Seriously, your journey is inspiring. Where you're going is very exciting, and I really will keep my eye out for everything that's ahead for you. I find Alex J Dimas online. All of her contact information will be down below. Her links to her website. You can check out her photography, her music, her Instagram. Are you on TikTok?
I am on TikTok. secretly, but yes. You can follow me. I don't remember my name right now,
but it's okay.
I'll give it to Nicole so you can find
It'll all be down in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being vulnerable with us, because I think, honestly, that's, for someone that is just starting out, that's just, you know, even someone that's been in the journey, it's hard. You know, it has its low points, it has its high points, and it helped me out. I did learn something about just resilience, about mindset, about giving yourself grace when you need it, and trusting the process and trusting your inner guidance. Yeah. So thank you so much, Alex. It was very special having you. I love this song. This is one of my favorites. It really was.
I love it.
Yes.
We're eating really good, so
come
check out Chill Zone. Chill Zone in Arlington.
Yes.
Incredible spot. Yeah, I just took a sip too. Well,
I'm just gonna go like this, and then it'll pop.
That'd be
all right, ready?
cute.
1, 2, 3. Like these janky editing.
I think we should have done that before bringing the soup, and then. But that's
but it's okay. We learn.
But yeah,
do you use the chopsticks?
I do. Yeah. Have you been taught how to use chopsticks yet?
I have. But actually, when I worked at Whole Foods, there was a little fuss stand. And they taught me.
Oh, they had a fuss stand at Whole Foods? I had no idea.
Panama City.
That's new.
They would give me a discount because they thought I was Asian.
You do look.
I milked that one.
Are you more like drink the broth first or noodles first, or I guess a little bit of both?
So I take a bite, and then as that food processes, I take
the broth in. I do tend to eat all my noodles first, and then the broth is all that's left. So like it's really annoying because then I'm like, shoot, now I have to drink this.
The broth is my favorite part, honestly. If Starbucks sold broth, Dunkin' Donuts sold broth, I would buy a cup of broth.
A hot take. Just straight up broth. Oh, good. It's not like hot, but it's perfect temperature.
All right, and I actually did have a question.
Yeah.
For this one. Okay.
Hold on, ASMR.
Wait, let me not laugh. Do it again. I can't separate the audio. So, let me stop. Let me shut up. Right,
okay, you want to do it again? ASMR.